Hi, and good afternoon. My name is Jim Biggins. I'm with 94.5 The Moose on the morning show, and I'm part of the Alpha Media Group of stations here in the Great Lakes Bay region. And I'm very happy to bring on the screen with us Sue this morning. Sue is with the Mid Michigan Community Action Agency, and she is the director. So we went right to the top this time. Yeah, we got through all the paperwork and all the levels and knocked down all the defenses to get directly to Sue. Um, as I picked up my Sunday paper, I guess I'm one of the few who still gets a print newspaper. I couldn't help but notice back to school ads, loads of back to school ads.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, summer goes fast and you have to be prepared for these things. And Mid Michigan Community Action's early Head Start and preschool programs have an awful lot to offer. But for people who aren't familiar, why don't we start on the side of early Head Start and preschool? What services do you provide? Because if anyone with real young kids who haven't been to school yet, I'm sure their parents probably don't even know where to start.
Exactly. And I think Early Head Start is the best kept secret in our communities. And we provide those services in Clare, Gladwin, Midland, Mecosta, and Osceola counties. So if you're pregnant, if you've recently had a baby, or you've got a little between the ages of from birth to 3, we're the program for you. I like to call us the warm blanket that surrounds a family. We're a home-based program. We'll come into your home. I think about, you've shared millions of times the stories of your children, Jim, and I think, do you remember like the first time you had your first child with your wife, and you had no clue, right? You didn't know as a dad what to expect. You didn't know what to expect of her. All kinds of crazy things were happening to her and her body during her pregnancy. How nice would it have been to have a person to come to your home and work with both of you to transition you from a couple to a family, and then welcome that new baby into the home, and then provide support for that baby until you were ready to send them to preschool. And that's what Early Head Start does.
We should have met 20 years ago. This would have been so much more helpful for me. No, you're absolutely right, because I never felt less qualified for a new responsibility in life than the day my son was born.
Right.
Because you've seen it, you've seen other families, you've seen your neighbors and your friends. Then all of a sudden, that moment comes, and boy, you never feel more unprepared, I think, than you do at that moment. So Early Head Start, how is that provided? Who is served? I guess, how does the whole process work?
Well, again, anyone in those 5 county areas can reach us at our website, mmcaa.org/EHS, or can call at 1-877-386-4406. And that'll get the initial intake process going. So if you're pregnant, if you have a little, from the time it was born until 3 years old, we keep the kiddos till 3 in our home-based program. Just give us a call, get the process started. We'll come into your home and meet with you, get all the paperwork taken care of, and then we'll just help with whatever you need help with. I remember the first time that I was pregnant. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I was taking good enough care of myself. I was worried that I wasn't, and something was going to happen to the baby. And then the baby came, and I swear I looked on my baby to see if there was like a how to care for label, like how to wash it, how to clean it, what to do with it. And our program is that how to for those families. And a really great thing about our program, Jim, is we would have included you as the dad. It's really important to engage those men in the lives of young children. And it's one of the cornerstones of what Head Start does. It's about the family. And if you're a single dad with kiddos, we can enroll you. If you're a single mom with kiddos, any type of family, we'll enroll you. If you've got the kiddos, if you're pregnant, and even families that this is your 5th kid and you're pretty sure you've got this down, there's lots that we can offer you. We'll come into your home and do screenings with your kiddos to make sure they're on track. We'll provide you with the nutritional information that you need. We'll do the developmental screens. We'll bring activities. If you need safety items in your home, we'll provide those for you to keep your kiddos safe. We provide play groups so that you can meet other parents, parent meetings. We bring in speakers on whatever topics are of interest for families. So it really is, I say it over and over again, and I know it probably sounds silly, but Early Head Start is the warm blanket that surrounds a new family.
I'm glad that you pointed out that even moms can have some things to learn because that helps dads in an odd way. I think dads automatically assume mom already knows everything there is to know. I'll just follow her lead. But it's like, no, that's not necessarily the case, is it?
No, it's not. And you're a couple, and now you're going to become a family, and that's a transition, as you know. It's a big transition, and we can help with that transition to help support those relationships between mom and dad and the baby, and all of those special relationships.
I guess who is served or who qualifies or who is eligible to have you help their family?
Really, anybody in any of those counties that I listed: Clare, Gladwin, Midland, Mecosta, and Osceola. Now, obviously, there are some eligibility requirements. They're not all based on income or other factors. We do serve over income families, middle income families, and of course, low income families. So really, anyone who is pregnant or has a little and is interested, give us a call. We have availabilities, and we enroll year round. We're not a fall to spring kind of program like preschool. We serve year round. So we're there with you. We have families that have been in our program for like 8 years. They started with us with their first pregnancy, and 5 kiddos later, we're still in their home providing that support. So it's pretty cool.
So how the process starts with the phone call. When you start coming into somebody's home, what should a family expect? What should they, what sort of activity or teaching or whatever should they expect when you get there?
Well, it's really individualized for each family. So we'll come in, we'll build that relationship, and we'll determine where the needs are. And sometimes that takes a little while. If I come into your home for the first time and you think I'm the expert, you might be a little shy with telling me, well, I really don't know how to bathe my baby, or I really don't know if I'm feeding my baby enough. So that takes a little time. So the first thing we'll do is build a relationship with you, a nurturing, supportive, friendly, non-judgmental relationship. And then once we've built that level of trust, then we'll ask you, so Jim, what areas would you like to work on? What are some things that you as a dad want to learn or know? And we'll go from there. We'll do the same thing with mom, and then we'll assess the baby. Where's the baby at? We'll help support you with tummy time. A lot of people don't know that tummy time is a thing, that babies need to be on their tummies to help them grow and develop. So we'll just start with wherever you are at as the parent, and that's where we'll go. You will lead the journey, and we'll bring you and provide you with whatever you want and need.
Just to prove to you that even I have a couple of kids later still didn't know what tummy time was. As soon as you said that, my immediate reaction was, that's when I'm laying on the floor in front of the TV and my kids start jumping on my stomach. Somehow that's good or important. I think it was. We bonded, sort of.
It is. Tummy time is important for grown-ups and for littles.
So just from the other side of the coin, looking into the future, what are the kind of benefits that hopefully the family is going to receive?
Well, I think ultimately the goal for the program side of it is that you become a strong family unit, that the child develops appropriately and is ready to be successful, not only in preschool and school, but in life. Because it really is more than just early education or K through 12 or college. It's about building strong children, strong families, and strong communities to sustain us for a lifetime.
It's one of the things I've always kind of appreciated about the name Head Start. The worst thing to have to do, whether it's parenting or working or school or anything, is to try to play catch up. When everybody else has already gotten to a certain point and you're way behind them and just kind of chase them, that's rough. That's hard. So if you can get involved with the family and the kids early on, so there's no catch up, I imagine that's hugely beneficial to the kids down the road, to mom and dad down the road. I imagine, because of two parents working and kids, eventually getting to school age, you really need everybody firing on all cylinders if you're going to make it work for everybody. And that sounds kind of like what you're aiming for.
Well, it is, Jim. And I think, one of the tag teams within our program is, give your child the best start and enroll them in early Head Start. And then to kind of segue on from there, the best start you can give your child is to enroll in early Head Start and get that support for yourself and your child and your family. And then the transition to preschool is so much easier for everybody, for your child, for you as the dad, for the mom. So much easier when your 3-year-old is ready to be sent off to a center base and go to preschool. And we do provide those services as well. Those services we provide in 2 counties, Clare and Gladwin.
Okay.
So it's a nice, easy transition. And, preschool is such a great opportunity for children. Beyond the ABCs and the colors and all of that, it's just that ability to learn to interact with other children and to play and to share, all of those things. So important for children to be able to learn and to grow and be successful.
We've all had such a limit put on that sort of thing for the last year and a half, and I think it's become pretty clear to most of us that we gotta make that extra effort to make sure that that's part of what the kids have in the future. If a family wanted to enroll, what's the first step? Phone call, website? What's the easiest way?
Again, similar to enrolling for early Head Start, we have the website, mmcaa.org/preschool. If you have a preschooler, or you can give us a call at 989-386-8075. To get that application process going. Now, preschool, of course, runs the same as the school. So parents are getting ready to send their older kids to school. And sometimes they forget they've got a preschool eligible. So I would encourage them to get the process started because we are filling up our slots. We're so excited to get back to school in a way that's a little more normal than what we've had this past year, for sure. I know there's still some controversy on different things, but we are coming back. We are excited to get the kiddos and the staff back together. And speaking a little bit about how last year was for early childhood educators, you spend your education, your however many years in college, learning how to be appropriate with young children. And everything we did last year just seemed to go against that, cohorts and separating kids and these kids on this day and in this area. And it was very much a struggle for a lot of our teachers. But I will tell you, they took the kids' leads and the kids were phenomenal. When we got back open, the kids were just so excited to be together that really did spread to the staff. And they were so thrilled to be back in person with those children. I mean, I never saw such joy between the kids and the staff as I did when we finally got to reopen. And, for me as the director, it's such a bucket filler when I can walk over to the preschool side and hear those kids laughing, listen to their stories. It's just amazing. And hats off to our staff, to all of the teachers across the state and the country. It was a tough year, and they did it. And they did it so well. And our teachers did it phenomenally. I might be a little prejudiced, but I don't think so.
If you don't mind me backing up just a little bit, because we were talking about early Head Start, and then we kind of shifted into preschool as the early Head Start is preparing the kids for preschool. Enrollment for early Head Start, I don't think we really covered. I want to make sure that we're not missing out on that.
Yep. Enrollment for early Head Start is any time of the year. It's an ongoing rolling enrollment. You can enroll anytime you want to. We're a year-round program. There's no real start or end to it. Again, you can enroll as soon as you find out that you're pregnant, and you can stay with us until we transition your kiddo to preschool.
That is just so awesome. I like the blanket metaphor, that you are just kind of a blanket for the family. When you've got a little baby and you wrap it in a blanket, you watch your baby calm down and you watch it relax, and then probably before you know it, fast asleep. Well, parents need that too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We all do. Gosh, I wish I would have had somebody. I think of us as maybe little guardian angels watching over each other. And like I said, I looked for a tag. I was pretty sure there had to be more than just this baby they were sending me home with. There had to be some instructions.
Well, having been through teen years too, I wish they would have included an instruction manual where I could occasionally page back. But it would be nice if on day one it came with some instructions. But you provide the instructions, and your folks provide those instructions, and That's awesome because I'm learning a ton here. Much of this, like I mentioned earlier, I wish I would have known 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, might have gotten a little more sleep at night some nights. Might have been a little less apprehensive. Dropping off that first day at preschool and people you barely know and lots of other kids, and are they going to be okay? It's very stressful for parents and very stressful for kids.
Yeah, that
So,
reminds me of a story. A few years ago, we had a little come to the preschool, and it was mom's first, and she was a little apprehensive. And so she asked if she could sit outside the classroom door that first
oh
day.
my,
Yep. And so she did. And she actually stayed for a few weeks. And I would sit down next to her and we would just talk. And she was just so nervous and so anxious. And,
yeah,
all the things that we as parents want. Will the other children accept him? Will he know what to do? Will he miss her? Will he be okay? Will he be taken care of? And so, I sat there and I would talk to her and I'm like, he's going to do great. He's going to thrive. And so are you, Mom. And Mom, you need this time. You need some time too. So it was a few weeks, maybe closer to a month. And I came over one day and she wasn't sitting outside the door anymore. And so I waited until pickup time and I said, "Hey, you weren't here today." She goes, "No." She said, "I went and I did this, that, and the other thing for myself. And he's doing great. And you guys are taking such good care of him." So, we get it. I get it. Our staff get it. It's a difficult thing to leave your kiddo with somebody else and trust them. But that you just reminded me of that story. And we gained that mom's trust. Another thing that's important for me to share is that we're not the experts really in anything. You are as the parents. We really are there just to support you. Most of the time, parents know exactly what to do. They just need somebody to reassure them that they are doing it right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all we need is somebody to say, "Yep, you got it," and just kind of that encouragement, because parents really are their kiddos' first and best teacher, and they always will be.
That reinforcement is key because a lot of times I think as a parent, the pressure of the moment makes you question your own judgment. And so to have someone else say, "Yeah, you're right. Go ahead with that. You're right," and then take those doubts out of the picture, and you can be mom or dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, well, how do you find people to work with both in the preschool and the Head Start? Because I would think it takes a pretty special kind of person to do that kind of work.
It does. And interestingly enough, we are looking for those special kind of people right now. Yes. Some of our positions are high school diploma. Some of them are associate degrees. Some of them are bachelor's degrees in early childhood education, child development. We hire social workers, mental health behavioralists, nutrition coordinators. We recently are onboarding a registered nurse for our program. I think that's going to really add a great benefit for families and the kiddos. But what a person really needs to do this job is a passion, a commitment, and a dedication to really want to be somebody who makes change, somebody who knows that the little pieces that they're giving right now are going to be huge. They're like little seeds that they're planting. And in time, they're going to be this gorgeous, beautiful, full-blown, I don't know, like an oak tree, really, because they're going to have strong roots and they're going to have beautiful leaves. But they have to be committed and dedicated, and they really have to know that this work is important and it's meaningful, and it really, truly changes lives. And we are hiring. So if you're interested, go to mmcaa.org/careers. If you are looking for a career where you have an important, meaningful role in changing children and families and the communities that you live, work, and play in, this is the place for you.
You made a real important point there about communities. We all focus on our own families, but when the attention is to others in our community as well as ourselves, you build a better community. A better community is a safer community. A better community is a friendlier community. A better community can do things that kind of a detached community really can't. So, you're starting with people about to have a baby, but you're building a community for generations. That's
Yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah. And I think right now is the best time for us all to remember we're in this together.
Mhm.
None of us can do it alone. I can't think of a single thing in my life that I did with any level of success that there weren't other people involved in. It's never been just me. We're not alone.
Yeah.
We are a part of a bigger thing, and it's a good time to remember that we are a community. And this is the first step in building strong community people and societies. So it's exciting.
You talk
Good
about
work.
those roots and that foundation. Yeah, foundation starts at the beginning. Nobody starts building a building from the top and working their way down.
Well, they shouldn't.
I would not purchase that building.
I would not live in that building.
Sue, is there anything about Head Start or preschool or the kind of folks that you might be looking for to come work with you that you'd like to add?
I really don't think so. I think if you really are looking for a career, we have something for everyone. Again, you can go to our website to see what we've got posted. We love to grow our own, I call it. So maybe you only have a high school diploma and you'd like to start in the classroom. Let's get you in as a classroom aide. And then if it's really what your passion is, we're willing and able to help you move on and to get the education you need to become an associate teacher or a lead teacher, or any other position within the structure of early childhood that you might be interested in. We work with Teach to provide our teachers with getting the degrees they need, financial support. We offer our staff paid release time to take classes. Again, I think when you get that person with that commitment and that passion, the sky's the limit. So don't think, oh, well, I don't have this degree or I don't have that. If you have an interest in the work that we just talked about, reach out, give us a call. You can ask for me. I'd love to chat with you and see where you'd like to go. And I'd like to help you get on a path to get there, wherever you start. Let's get you to where you want to go.
You now you're taking it past school. You started with not even born yet, and now you've worked through Head Start and through preschool, and now career possibilities. That's pretty incredible. That's not many organizations would be that totally focused on their community the way that you are. So
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest things that makes me so proud to work for Head Start and for the Community Action Agency. I mean, I really didn't know much about Community Action Agency when I started many years ago, but now it's what I live, breathe, eat, sleep, because it is about helping one another, and it is about building strong communities. And who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to be a part of that? We all want to live in those great communities, but how about being one of those change makers? And that's what you do here. And interestingly enough, many of our staff are former Head Start kiddos or Head Start parents.
mhm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I believe that. We've had the address on the bottom of the screen there regularly, and the phone number. If you feel something that touches you, that makes you think, maybe this is where I belong. It's very hard to know until you've had the conversation and see what goes on. But I'd encourage you, if you feel even just a little something about this, to look into it, to find out more, because awesome people in these positions, I know, is what you're looking for, and is what builds the community that you and I and all of us live in. So, and I know that those people are out there. They're just looking for where they can do the most good, and perhaps this is that place. So,
yeah, the greatest commodity we have are our children.
Yeah.
I mean, it really truly is. So we need to make sure that we value them and we honor them and we provide them with the best that we can. So amazing kids, amazing staff. It's exciting.
Well, get a hold of Sue. She is the director. She is the top honcho. You're getting it right from the source when you get to Sue. And thank you for spending the time with us today. We learned quite a bit, and again, we should have known about this 20 years ago.
Right. Thank you so much for having us.
Our pleasure.
Love sharing the information, and it's always great to see you, Jim.
Thanks very much, Sue. You have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you.